3, 2, 1. All right, that one was a bit better. My clapping skills have diminished from the operation.
They should be better because you can actually see both hands now.
I can see them, but it's the strength. I can't do an awesome clap.
You lack the resolve to clap your hands.
All right, so I'm not on speaker anymore, right?
No, you're not. You're fine.
Oh, fuck, I need headphones, don't I? Shit.
Yeah, you probably need headphones.
Hang tight,
just keep it recording.
Yeah, I'll keep it recording. I'm just you guys keep talking. I'll grab some headphones. Just give me a sec.
Yeah. Some wonder whether I should do a podcast this early out of a operation, which was only 4 days ago, 3 days ago. But that's all good. No worries.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
Ah.
Lower my recording volume down. Test.
Yeah.
Test. Oh, it's a bit soft. Test. Haha. Okay. Haha. Woo.
Yeah.
No.
Rewind time.
Yo, can you guys hear?
I'm sure we
can you guys
could
hear
use.
me?
Maybe I could use some of this banter for
All right,
something.
cool. Yep, I'm headphoned up.
You good to go?
I'm headphoned up. Yes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Two Asian Blokes podcast, a podcast where we talk about Asian pop culture, movies, TV shows, comics, anime, music, food, etc. My name is Dan with a H, and with me, fresh from having his eyes removed, is my co-host Tavi. Hello, Tavi.
Hey guys. Yes, I look like Johnny Depp from Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
I have no eyes.
We also have our returning guest.
Yes, excited to welcome back special guest and friend of the show, Boon. Hello, Boon.
G'day. I'm back.
Yeah, we were talking about one of the future episodes being about martial artists, and then Boon was like, "Oh, get me back on the show now." So we decided that here we are.
Yeah.
So basically, any episode where Boon is an expert on, you can like hear him come in.
Yeah.
But also, I came to defend my throne, as I initially thought I wasn't going to be on this episode, and Boon was going to be
We tried to get rid of you, but you just wouldn't have it, would you, Tavi? You wouldn't sit on the sidelines. Not even having your eyes removed can stop you.
Yeah, I basically Richard Kimballed my way out of the hospital to get here, and yeah.
Tavi was afraid Boon was going to replace his eyeballs with rocks and then take his place on the podcast.
We should have killed him when we had the chance.
Yeah, our regular listeners may remember Boon from our Squid Game Alice in Borderlands episode, where we talked about various death games. If you haven't listened to that one, you should check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, like Boon just comes in like in a suit with like a really big bouquet of flowers and sunglasses. It's like, yeah, I'm a friend of Tavi's. And then, like, he rocks in and just draws a shotgun.
No. I prefer the pillow smother. That's that.
More intimate.
Yeah, more intimate. You know, I like the gargling.
Yeah.
Would you put like a silencer on my face and like?
Oh yeah, excuse me.
No, like
through the pillow.
The
Yeah.
Hugo Stiglitz pillow covering your face.
Right, yes, and
Knife.
the knife. Yep, that's the way. Yes.
Well, Boon is here to help us talk about The Matrix Resurrections, as well as to help us with our Martial Artist Battle Royale, or Hunger Games, if you will. We're going to be taking 4 of our favorite martial artists / actors and deciding on the most powerful character they've ever put to film, then putting them in a ring to see who comes out on top. So we're excited to have Boon.
Did you mean the martial artist Squid Game?
Sure, if that helps. If that helps draw an audience.
Anytime you mention anything in Squid Game, I'm sure the YouTube algorithm will be like, "Oh, Squid Game," and then like, yeah,
Yeah, true.
That's what we're banking on. So I'm basically gonna try to mention Squid Game in every episode for the next 20 episodes, just to.
And even if we don't, I'll put it
yeah.
in the tags. You know, every tag is just a Squid Game. But no, thank you for joining us today, Boon.
No, that's all right. Yeah, as you said before, I'm well within your budget of $0.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing you're here because, I mean, not only are you a fan of martial arts cinema, but you're also a legit martial artist. So
Oh fuck yeah! I guess that's drawing a long bow, but yeah, I've done martial arts before. Well, not before. I currently do martial arts. Yeah, it's a big part of my life. I'm training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 3 times a week. Not during lockdown, obviously. And like I don't know, like cinemas are closed, gyms are closed. So, you know, there's not much to do besides drink alcohol.
and just armbar anyone you can run into.
Yeah.
If I may take a quote from Drunk Boon, you mentioned to me when you were really drunk, you're talking about your BJJ. You're like, see that guy? I could snap his neck right now if I wanted to.
And we're like, yes, Boon.
I don't think it was worded in that specific way.
Paraphrasing, but the energy.
I didn't even think he did anything to you. I'm pretty sure it was just some guy.
Yeah, he just smiled at me funny, and probably legitly, he just wanted to say hi. Who are you saying hi to, mate?
Yo, chill, man,
Chill, Boon, chill. It's not worth it, man.
No.
Anyway, before we incriminate you, the Matrix Resurrections.
Oh yeah,
you guys seen the trailer?
Yes, the trailer came out last month, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Matrix Resurrections, a 4th installment of the Matrix film franchise, due to come out in Christmas, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched the trailer. I don't know. Are you guys excited for this?
I think I was prior to the trailer, and then I saw the trailer, and now I'm not.
Turned you off a bit? Yeah. I felt the same at first as well.
Yeah.
I think I've come around a bit more, having rewatched it a couple of times. But at first, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, like they're definitely going for like a different vibe, and like it's obviously a different timeline to the original trilogy. Timeline in the sense that it's obviously moved on 20 years since the Matrix Revolutions
you mean
came out.
in real time? Yeah.
Yeah, in real time.
Well, the original Matrix film, the one that blew all our minds, was 99. It's been a long
exactly.
time.
Can you believe it?
So it's like over 20 years, and like.
Do you think it's been too long?
I think even diehard fans of the franchise would probably be more than happy for no one to touch it ever again, right? I mean, like, sure, at the time they were probably a bit like salty on, I don't know, the ending as a whole.
You mean the sequels?
Yeah, the sequels, and like so much time had passed that like they were happy for someone to not come in again and like potentially fuck it up even more. That's kind of the vibe I got. But I mean, we're seeing so many sequels lately, so it kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
I reckon they didn't really need to touch it again, but. Yeah, like you said before, like you were excited, then you weren't when you saw the trailer. Like I watched the trailer when it came out a month ago, and I was a bit, I don't know about this. It's lacking the green tinge that makes it the Matrix. But I watched it again, and I'm like, yeah, it could be fun. Like I don't know. I mean, they got Keanu Reeves back. They've got Lana Wachowski back.
Carrie-Anne Moss is back.
Yeah, Carrie-Anne Moss is back.
The Merovingian is back. Apparently.
He was a very cool. He was a very weirdly memorable character from the original trilogy. Everyone loves a really like dislikable guy.
but I guess I focused more on who wasn't coming back. Like no sign of Lawrence Fishburne at the moment. No Hugo Weaving, and no other Wachowski. What's her name? Lily
Wachowski. Okay.
Well, yep.
So I mean that's a little bit disappointing. I think she has some legit reasons for not coming back to this particular project. But I just personally, as an audience member, I would have felt better if they were both on board. Lawrence Fishburne apparently was not asked to come back, was not even invited.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's very surprising.
A lot of the commentary around the trailer was around the Morpheus, right? The Morpheus, the younger...
The not Morpheus.
Seen in the trailer. The
Wish.com Morpheus.
The Wish Morpheus, exactly. But, I don't know. The one in the trailer, like, he's clearly, like, a much younger Morpheus. But at the same time, you know it's Morpheus, right? It's kind of like...
Yeah.
So I guess they've done well in the casting in that sense. Like, a lot of... sure, people were paying him out because he wasn't Lawrence Fishburne. But, like, at the end of the day, you can still tell that that dude is Morpheus. Like, even by... Yeah, just by the speech and obviously the look.
Yeah.
He's black and he's bald.
Still a bit surprising that they didn't even ask Lawrence Fishburne to come back. I don't know. Like, at first, I was a bit like Boon watching the trailer. Kind of, I was like, it doesn't really feel like The Matrix. It definitely looks different. Doesn't like Tavi said, doesn't have that green tint that the previous Matrix does. But I feel like having rewatched it, I think it might be intentional. Like the color scheme of it is very much how the Matrix looked at the end of Revolutions.
Oh, true.
So it might be continuing on from there.
Yeah, when he's like sitting with the Oracle and stuff like that. Yeah, in the bed. Yeah, that's true.
And like, as much as I would like just another Matrix 1, I at the same time don't really want that. I kind of want them to continue the story and add something new to it.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it could be good because, like, I think The Matrix, it's an all-time classic. It's so revolutionary in terms of its action and how it set the bar for cinema, which maybe it's like the new trailer hasn't really, because we're so used to CGI fests now that it's like, it looks cool, but like we've kind of seen it already. So the new one could be good. Like, it could be serviceable at least.
Sure.
But like, I'm not sure if it can have that impact that the Matrix 1 had, because the Matrix, like, goddamn, man.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's very true.
Sick.
It's definitely going to be less iconic than the first Matrix film.
I remember sitting in Matrix Reloaded and seeing the Burley Brawl. That's like the iconic scene, obviously, and like being completely like gobsmacked by the CGI and the choreography as well. Because it was one thing to see like cool fight choreography in movies, but to see it on like that scale combined with that CGI, it was just like something really unique to that specific scene, and it's kind of become synonymous with the Matrix as well. And as you said, since the Matrix franchise, we've had like so much crazy shit. Like we've had like the Transformers. Like
the Avengers,
all the Marvel movies, like the CGI is just like next level now.
We had Speed Racer.
Speed Racer, yes, of course, yeah.
Good film, man.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen in cinemas.
No, it's good. Give it a chance.
What do you mean, give it a chance? I went to see it in cinemas, man. That's like the ultimate chance. I wanted my money back.
I still feel like the worst movie you've ever seen in cinemas was Bedtime Stories.
Yeah, Bedtime Stories is pretty up there.
With Adam Sandler.
Anyways.
I got your money.
Good times.
But I think the thing that can hold up Resurrections is probably the martial arts, because obviously The Matrix was heavily inspired by a lot of the old martial arts films, and even just Hong Kong action films. Like, you can just tell the love from there.
Yeah, a lot of people attribute The Matrix to bringing like that style of martial arts to Western cinema, because before then, like, an action scene would kind of just be like throwing a punch and like a lot of cuts and it just kind of tumbling around each other. But The Matrix was kind of like one of the first films that introduced longer fight sequences, like without as much cutting. Definitely also like getting the actors to actually do their own shit.
Big time, man. Like Keanu and Carrie-Anne Moss trained for like friggin' months doing The Matrix.
She actually does that scorpion kick. That's amazing for
exactly.
an actress.
Yeah, I guess Hollywood really owes a lot to Keanu, right? Because like since The Matrix, like we've had the John Wick trilogy / it's not even a trilogy anymore. They're making a fourth one now too. And like he's now been in like two of like the most important action trilogies in like Hollywood history.
The Matrix is influenced by a lot of the Hong Kong Jackie Chan films, whereas John Wick is influenced by a lot of the new wave action films like The Raid. man from nowhere. So like it's interesting to see Keanu Reeves be at the helm of bringing this kind of, I guess, representation of martial arts to the screen. From
for sure.
two very distinct styles.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Definitely a lot of it is to do with Keanu Reeves and how hard he works at both of those roles. Like he's training a lot. I think in The Matrix he had a back injury, so he did a lot of the training while wearing a back brace.
Right.
Oh shit.
And yeah, like that's why he kind of doesn't throw many kicks in the Matrix movies.
There's a lot of hand fighting, isn't there?
There's a lot of head fighting.
He's got a very unique fighting style, and I think it's because of that back injury.
But it adds a lot to the fighting. I remember a specific move when like he's fighting Hugo Weaving and like his hand doesn't quite reach.
So he does that little throat tap.
It's that little throat tap.
Yeah. And it's like that sound effect as well. That kind of thing. It's great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, for me, I think it's at the start of Reloaded when he fights like the agent for the first time, and he's like soloing this agent with one hand behind his back. And like he's parrying the agent's punches with his other hand. It's just like it's so comic booky, but like so badass at the same time.
It's kind of anime-esque, which I guess there was the Animatrix that came out. I haven't seen the Animatrix.
Oh man, dude, it's very good. Yeah,
we should probably talk about it at some point. Maybe when this movie comes out, we can look at it. Because I think like there is a lot of Matrix lore outside of the Matrix movies. Like there's the Animatrix, there's the video game, The Matrix Online.
And Enter the Matrix.
Enter the Matrix, yeah. All of those, as far as I know, are considered canon. So at the moment, like they could use any element from those in this new Matrix movie. So it would be interesting. I'm interested to see what direction this new Matrix movie is going to take.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go see it. I think another part of the excitement is that I haven't been to the cinemas in a really long time, because I usually go like once or twice a month to the cinema, and then to not go, it's like damn. So I reckon I'm going to enjoy it just because of being cinema starved.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Sure.
I mean,
and it's at Christmas as well.
Yeah,
so the most magical time of year.
I remember the previous movies actually came out on like Boxing Day, I think. I remember seeing Reloaded and Revolutions on Boxing Day or around that time.
Because Neo is Jesus, so it makes sense.
yes, it's true, and he's being resurrected in this fourth movie. Very appropriate.
Shouldn't it be around Easter then?
Oh no, that's true. Sorry.
Yeah, let's maybe segue into the other topic at hand.
Good.
But as just thinking about Keanu Reeves as kind of I guess the pre-fight before the main course, who do you think would win, Keanu Reeves versus Tom Cruise?
Oh, Tom Cruise.
Like in like a real
just
fight.
Maybe in a fight, like because Tom Cruise does so much of his own shit.
But Tom Cruise is like 5 foot tall or something, isn't he?
But he's crazy, man.
But he's
Actually,
crazy.
I feel like he's mentally unstable.
Oh, for sure. He's crazy. He'd bite you and shit. He'd he'd low blow you.
And Keanu Reeves is such a sweetheart. Like I can't imagine him like trying to wreck Tom Cruise.
Yeah, well, Tom Cruise is also older, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Tom Cruise is at least like 5-6 years older than Keanu. But they're both fucking old, and they both look way younger than they actually are.
You guys know my theory on Tom Cruise, yeah?
No.
What's that?
Tom Cruise actually died during one of his stunts, but the studios didn't want to pay for another actor, so they've just CGI'd Tom Cruise.
In which movie?
Into every single... We don't know when. Maybe after Mission Impossible 3, perhaps. He's just been CGI'd.
Maybe he died in Cocktail.
So maybe The Matrix Resurrection is actually about Keanu Reeves facing Tom Cruise, who is actually an agent.
Yeah, a digital entity, an entirely digital entity.
Tom Cruise as an agent would be so fucking good. Oh man, Lana, listen to this podcast.
Get on it, man.
Hit me up, Hollywood, man. I got the best. Seriously, man. Keanu Reeves versus Tom Cruise in a Matrix movie. you're swimming in money. You're swimming in it. You're like, you just get home, you wake up, you have a pool full of money. It's like, how did this get here? That's gold. But yeah, I guess to the main course.
Right. Yes. So the good thing about Neo, one of the good things, is that he knows kung fu, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm going to use that as a flimsy excuse to talk about kung fu movies for the next hour to 45 minutes. So we're going to do our Martial Artist Battle Royale. We're going to talk about 4 of our favorite martial artists. I'm going to decide on their most powerful character. So not the best movie necessarily, but their most powerful character that they've put to screen. Then we're going to put those 4 characters into a ring, and who comes out on top. We've got 4 martial artists here, 4 of the best. We got Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Iko Uwais, and Tony Jaa.
Woo, woo, boo.
So, before we do that, actually, we should probably lay the ground rules for this contest. So, human characters only. So, for example, Jet Li has played...
Jet Li was for the Monkey King.
Yeah,
once.
he played the Monkey King in that terrible movie with one excellent fight scene. So he wouldn't count.
Oh, yeah, Forbidden Kingdom.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Jackie Chan's also played a monkey in Kung Fu Panda. So,
yeah.
So yeah, those wouldn't count. Human characters only. How do you guys feel about weapons and tools? Should they be allowed to bring in a weapon if their character is synonymous with a weapon or tool?
Yeah, I think, you know what? Probably not, because some of these characters are synonymous for using just their limbs. So it would be a little bit unfair.
For example, Jackie Chan's character in Drunken Master, should he be allowed to have some alcohol with him?
True.
Because he gets more powerful when he has a drink.
I think.
I mean, if you pick that character, yeah.
I think that's okay. It's kind of
Should his character in the tuxedo bring his tuxedo?
Walter Strider.
Because without it, he's just a taxi driver.
Yes, it's true.
Who is unlucky in love, you know?
Yeah, no.
Not much of a threat.
Should Jackie Chan bring the baby from the spy next door?
Yeah, it helps him fight. He would throw it at his opponent to distract them. But yeah, what do you think about that? Yay or nay?
I don't know. I feel like if it's a true battle royale situation, you've got to be by yourself, right?
Okay, fists alone then.
Yeah.
I'd say fists alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
So good. No rope around the fist for Tony Jaa then.
Yeah. I mean, like, come on, like the rope around the fist is just like aesthetic.
Yeah. Is that an advantage? I feel like that would soften your blows, if anything.
It's actually there to stop you from breaking your own hand.
Okay.
Because like it's like you don't wear boxing gloves to
Right.
Well, the purpose of boxing glove is to not break your own hand and to not cut the other person.
Yeah.
So so I guess.
So Tony Jaa, who's used to fighting with these ropes, he's just going to break his hand immediately in this battle royale. He's going to be out of it. All right, well, and big man. Yeah, we'll get to him.
I'd just put Tony Jaa on the bottom because it was in Monster Hunter.
That's not fair.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't seen it on your advice. So.
My criteria are probably more what movies these actors made. And Tony Jaa was in Monster Hunter and that other really rubbish movie that we watched then.
Triple X?
Oh, yeah.
No, not Triple X. Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu, yeah. Jiu-Jitsu.
He's also been in one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Well, how about we start with Tony Jaa, since we're on Tony Jaa, actually.
Oh, yep, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was in Triple X. His character was Talon. He was in Furious 7. His character's name is Kiet. He fights... I think he fights
Paul Walker?
What's his name?
No, Vin Diesel.
Yeah, Paul Walker.
Yeah, Paul Walker
in a truck.
In a truck, yep, I remember that.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. You're going to have to run the reins on this one.
Yeah.
He's in Jiu-Jitsu, like Tavi mentioned, that terrible Nicolas Cage. It's not even a Nicolas Cage film. It's got Nicolas Cage in it, but it's just a B movie.
We're talking about like these actors in their prime, yeah. Obviously, we're not going to say if they fought each other now.
Sure.
So
the characters themselves. So if the character is old, then yeah, we have to take that character's age into account if they're an old character.
So we're talking about like Jet Li pre-Mulan, yeah?
Well,
He's
yeah, I
in
don't think
Mulan?
the Emperor from Mulan is much of a fighter.
Fuck, he's the
Mulan.
Emperor. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Totally.
Yeah.
They dubbed him too. I'm pretty sure they dubbed him. I was like, man, the guy can speak English.
I haven't seen it. Looks bad though.
It's one of the. We'll save it for
it's the
another
worst
time.
movie last year.
Yeah.
We could do a whole podcast on that one.
So of course Tony Jaa's also got Ong Bak, the movie that shot him into stardom.
Can we just give Ong Bak some love? For the time being,
it's such a good movie.
Ong Bak is amazing.
Yeah,
It launched Tony Jaa's career, but it also served to launch Muay Thai into the public eye, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
In a way, I mean, the thing it did was it did launch Muay Thai into, I guess, the public eye. But at the same time, there's kind of been not really that many Muay Thai based martial art movies since then, because they couldn't find somebody as good as Tony Jaa. I'm guessing a lot of these film producers and stuff like that.
There's one other Muay Thai movie called Chocolate.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
that one's really good.
That was directed by Tony Jaa's mentor.
Yeah. The same director as Ong Bak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So they're both just as good.
Panariti Cry.
Yeah. I like the story better in Chocolate because there's more of a story, whereas Ong Bak is basically a show. There's a plot. It's like, I gotta find the Buddha head.
Sure. But it's basically just to showcase Tony Jaa's skills,
Yeah, exactly.
It's definitely a great showcase, man. And especially when you and I were talking about like looking for representation on screen for us, Dan. Like Ong Bak was a source of pride for us because we're like, I've got a bit of Thai blood in me. Like, you guys are like.
I have no Thai in me, but we're close enough.
You just latch on to Thai stuff.
Lao people are Thai people that can't kickbox.
We just deaf all day long.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ong Bak was a great source of pride. Like, man, this stuff's coming out of Thailand. It's
for sure.
It's cool.
It's such a fun movie as well to watch.
Yeah,
like
that's the thing though. Like it was sort of like that crossover, right? Like because it was quite like violence and like the fight scenes were like everything looked super painful in the fight scenes. But at the same time,
very different to the kung fu, like Chinese kung fu films.
But it also had that classic Jackie Chan kind of vibe where there's also stunts and like getaway scenes
shenanigans
and like slapstick humor.
A comedic character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So like, it was the same but different. I think that's a lot of the reason why it's got such a cult following, because it does have a lot of those classic martial arts movie tropes, but it's Muay Thai, and that was something like completely different, because we've obviously like Hollywood, and most people have probably seen heaps of like kung fu up to that point.
Was Muay Thai big in MMA at that time?
Well, yeah, I guess Muay Thai is one of the, Muay Thai / kickboxing is one of the like core disciplines in mixed martial arts, even to this day. Yeah, I think it's considered the most kind of like effective form of striking for like real fighting. So I think that was why it was kind of cool to see, Tony Jaa doing his thing in Ong Bak and in other films, because people know that Muay Thai is like has got real world applicability in terms of like being able to fuck somebody up, but he brought this element of showmanship to Muay Thai, and it was also very like funny as well. I think that's
disrespectful kicks that big man in the face, that big Aussie guy.
Yes. This is kind of ties into like that thing where there's always like a Caucasian person that's like overly Caucasian, like hyper Caucasian.
Fuck Muay Thai.
Have you guys seen Tom Yum Goong 2?
Oh yeah.
Tom Yum Goong 2?
No, not as in as well, but as in Tom Yum Goong 2, like the sequel to Tom Yum Goong.
I don't think I have. Does that have Tony Jaa in it?
It's got Tony Jaa. It's not as good as because Tom Yum Goong was awesome. Like it had same vibes as Ong Bak.
Same, but it's an elephant instead of a Buddha head.
Yeah.
But there's a really cool one take shot in Tom Yum Goong where he ascends like the staircase and fights a bunch
that was
of
crazy,
dudes.
yeah.
And when he fights the 3 really tank Aussie guys, and he's like slashing them with the elephant bones is a really cool scene. But I'm not Tom Yum Goong 2, or I guess it's called The Protector 2. It's got RZA in it, and he has a fight scene with Tony Jaa, and it's pretty bad. It's like. Yeah, it's such a shame because they're on these train tracks and they've got something attached to their arm. So when they miss and strike, they hit the train tracks and makes a sparking noise and it sounds like a lightsaber. And it was just it just fell apart and it was such a shame.
I feel bad for the RZA because he's obviously a huge martial arts fan, but I can never take him seriously in a martial arts role.
Yeah.
It just looks bad.
He's not a great actor. To be honest, he's not.
For me, the kind of the sad part about Tony Jaa is that when did Ong Bak come out? Early 2000s, right? That was meant to kind of shoot him into this martial arts superstardom, but he's always kind of just since played I don't know, token / cameo role since then.
Yeah, he had a bit of a hard time during the production of Ong Bak 2. He was directing that at first, and I think the stress of it got to him. The production was a bit difficult. So I think he fell into depression. He became a Buddhist monk for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, and then eventually Pana Ritakrai had to step in to finish the film for him. But after that, he's kind of segued into the Hong Kong and Hollywood, movie industry. So he's doing okay now. I feel like he was in Monster Hunter, so he can't be doing that bad.
I mean,
he was in jiu-jitsu, right?
At the same time, these are pretty shitty movies, right? It's
but they're shitty American movies.
Yeah. I mean, and he's getting pretty old now, so it's you almost feel that his ship has kind of sailed already in terms of the, making it big in Hollywood. Does he speak English?
He does.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, he's pretty fobby.
He can say chocolate.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. So in terms of characters that we're going to put in this battle royale, you reckon his character in Ong Bak seems the freshest and most spry?
Yeah.
I
I reckon his character in Tom Yum Goong is stronger.
Yeah. Tom Yum Goong.
There's a bit more rage.
I feel like they're quite interchangeable, but in his good movies, he's always just brooding, kind of quiet guy that's really good at Muay Thai. They're more or less the same
let's
character.
give it to Tom Yum Goong then, because he's fighting for an elephant rather than a Buddha head. So he's probably emotionally going to make you a bit stronger. So that character is calm. We'll put that down for Tony Jaa. All right, let's talk about Jackie Chan next, shall we?
Here we go.
So he's got so many
where
characters.
Can we get started?
I know, man.
Do you think it is Jimmy Tong from the Tuxedo? Do you think
Walter Strider?
What a movie! He's got so many good characters. There's. I don't know where to start. Inspector Lee from the Rush Hour franchise.
Yes.
More recent films, he's got Mr. Han from The Karate Kid. He's got the Viet guy from The Foreigner.
He's Vietnam?
I think he's Viet.
No, he's Chinese, man.
His name is Ngoc Min.
Oh yeah.
Quan Ngoc Min.
That's pretty Viet.
So, I pretty much that was the most forgettable movie of that year, unfortunately. Because I remember we saw the trailers for it, the Foreigner.
Oh, yep, The Foreigner.
And we're this looks awesome.
I thought it was going to be Taken with Jackie Chan.
Yeah, it was actually really bad.
But it wasn't.
And it had Pierce Brosnan as well, who's also
Yeah.
got like, I don't know, cool factor.
I think Jackie Chan movies aren't violent. He's not violent enough to do that kind of movie. Because he does a lot of his very typical like Jackie Chan kind of stuff in that movie, like a lot of getting away from fights as opposed to
like
actually fighting.
as opposed to like
so he doesn't
brutally murdering somebody.
Because we had already seen like the Raid movies and stuff, so we'd expect we were watching him to like slash some dude's throat and like just like.
And his particular
he
style
really
of martial arts is not really suited to extreme violence, I think.
That's it's kind of the kung fu-y kind of way, right? It's more kind of like performance based.
Because he's very performance. But like he's a pretty good martial artist, though, right?
Very
like,
good.
I think,
sure.
definitely. And like with Jackie Chan, what catapulted him into stardom was like the stunts, like the sheer insanity of the stunts. Yeah. Like this guy's got fucking huge ass nuts to be doing like some of the stuff that he was doing.
Yeah.
And like obviously a lot of Hollywood actors weren't willing to like do the shit that he was doing in those early movies.
Well, still aren't. Yeah.
Except CGI Tom Cruise would.
He's crazy, that bloke.
That guy's crazy. Yeah. That guy's crazy, man.
If he's not dead already, I feel like he wants to die at this point.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, I watched like Police Story and Project A.
Oh yeah,
I think last year. They're excellent movies, man. Like there's just the Jackie Chan just as a showman, like as a comedic actor. And a martial artist, he's like number one, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing watching him do the stuff he does. Even just the non-action scenes. I think there's a scene in I think it's Police Story where he's trying to like juggle all these like bones, like these corded bones. For a lot of our listeners, maybe the phones used to be stuck on a wall with the cord, and he's like trying to juggle all these phone calls, and it's like it was cool. It's just like a comedic scene.
Yeah.
Because, there's obviously like the Buster Keaton influence and whatnot.
Yeah. There's a lot of that stuff, even in his more recent films like Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights. Like, there's a lot of...
Recent as in like 20 years ago.
Oh my God, yeah, they were 20 years ago, weren't they?
Shanghai Noon is 99 or 2001.
Peak Owen Wilson as well.
Yeah.
Shanghai Nights, which is one of my favorite Jackie Chan Hollywood movies, man.
It's good. It's underrated.
It is. It's an underrated sequel.
You, Dad, we have quoted that movie in our lifetime so many times.
Yeah. It's a good film.
It's great.
It's got Littlefinger in it.
Oh, yeah, it does.
A lot of like these Jackie Chan movies, right? Like it's hard to kind of gauge like who is the most badass because his skill set is like pretty much the same in a lot of these movies. He's just he's kind of like just this Asian guy who can fight really good. In the Hollywood ones anyway.
But kind of doesn't want any trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's what would let him down in the battle royale is his conviction to kill, because he doesn't want no trouble.
Yeah,
he's always looking for who killed his uncle, man. His uncle.
That's true. Well, I guess the foreigner he kind of has a lot of rage because they killed his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
But
in the foreigner he's like Chinese,
some kind of spy. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is.
I don't remember.
But he's old.
Yeah, he's old.
So probably not as effective of a fighter.
I mean, like for me, like the most memorable like fight scenes with Jackie Chan were probably from Who Am I?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. When
he has that fight scene on the rooftop.
Yeah, against the punching guy and the kicking guy. Which is. Like,
some of the most hilarious dubbing I've ever seen as well in that film.
Go down the car park, man.
And like stunt doubling as well.
Yes, the stunt dubbing. Yeah, cool, for sure.
I remember like there's one point where he like sweeps the antagonist.
Yes.
And like the antagonist does like this spinning fall.
And it's like an Asian guy.
It's clearly an Asian guy.
It's an Asian guy, even though he's like a white guy in the movie.
And I remember we were at your place then, and we like paused it and went frame by frame. And sort of like,
Yeah, it's good. But that I'm glad you brought up Who Am I, because that guy, the kicking guy that he fights on the rooftop,
yeah.
Jackie Chan actually like roasts him in that documentary he did.
Oh, really?
My Stunts, yeah, because apparently that guy, like, he was a really good martial artist, but he hadn't done film before.
Oh, right. Okay.
So he had a lot of
okay.
trouble, like, following the fight scene choreography. So for a lot of
Yeah.
it, like, you might notice it on a rewatch, Jackie's stunt guy, Brad Allen, has to double that guy a lot. And Brad Allen is much shorter than the
Right.
kicking guy.
Okay.
Yeah, Brad Allen's been a lot of the movies. Yeah.
He actually passed away this year,
Oh,
which
shit.
is sad.
Oh, really? Are you serious? Brad Allen passed away.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I did not know that at all.
Yeah.
Damn, man! Like, rest in peace. That's because I remember him in the final fight scene of Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And like he is kind of like a comical. Really? What? How did he pass away? Like,
Unspecified illness. He's pretty young, like 40, mid-40s or something. So,
fuck, man. That's sad. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's tragic.
damn. That's man.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, I don't know. Like, I guess picking a Jackie Chan character for this battle royale is super hard, as I mentioned, because they're all very much the same, aren't they?
Well, his
Yeah.
character in Who Am I is also an ex-spy, special forces
yeah,
guy.
that's true,
So
yeah.
maybe, and he has amnesia.
Yes.
I don't know if that helps.
Yeah. He won't. Those two guys
So-
that he fights on the rooftop are like clearly quite badass, and he
Yeah.
wins.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah, he fights
me,
them
that's the one.
2-on-1,
That's the memorable one for me. But I don't know.
I
like,
mean, the drunken fist guy,
But if he doesn't have alcohol, he's not very useful.
yeah, not as effective.
That's his, yeah. But even just thinking about his other movies, like the Police Story movies and the Project A movies.
Wheels in Meals is really good.
Wheels on
He
Meals.
fight Benny the Jet in that film.
yes,
Excellent fight
of course,
scene.
yeah. That's what I mean. He's got so many like sick movies, right? It's so hard to kind of narrow it
So
down.
should we give it to his character in Around the World in 80 Days?
Let's just put him from Who Am I?
Who Am I?
No,
So no name from Who Am I? We'll give that.
yeah, it's just
we'll give him that.
isn't he just Jackie? He's like Jackie. No, so he finds out that his name is Jackie, so he's basically just Jackie Chan.
He's himself. Well, if you're Chris Tucker, he's also Jackie in every movie.
Hey Jackie.
Hey, Jackie, kick down the door,
His name
Jackie.
is Lee, goddammit.
Yes, Chris Tucker.
We should give it to him for like his character in that one Warren G music video that he's in. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, is he in that? Give it to Jackie Chan doing the Mandarin and the Cantonese dub for the Mulan.
Oh yeah, for the
theme
Mulan song.
Oh man,
Why didn't they bring Jackie Chan in for the Mulan remake?
probably costs too much nowadays. There's actually there's been a little bit of a controversy around Jackie Chan recently, which we probably shouldn't get into. But it's around
Political stuff,
political
right?
stuff.
Yeah, I know about that. But but in the magical world of two Asian blokes, he's a beautiful
He
man
is a beautiful
who's
man.
really good at martial arts.
Yeah, he's like,
Alright.
he's also stupid rich. So and that's another one of his powers / skills.
And he can also tolerate Chris Tucker for a certain amount of time.
yes.
For 3 movies.
You're wasting
worth,
our
so
film. Anyways,
All right, so we're giving that to No Name from Who Am I? Okay,
Yes.
let's talk about Iko Uwais next then, shall
Yeah.
we? So he's got fewer roles, being, relatively
Pretty new.
newer
yeah.
on the scene compared to Jackie Chan or Jet Li or even Tony Jaa. For people that don't know Iko Uwais, Indonesian actor and expert in silat, right? Mm-hmm. You probably know him from the Raid films, which are excellent. If you haven't watched the Raid and the Raid 2,
Yeah, man.
you should.
The first time I cried in the cinema was during the Raid
yes,
2.
I was
When
there.
the guy's face got smushed in the concrete.
I was there.
It's beautiful. The violence was beautiful. Like, it made me cry.
Yeah.
I guess Gareth Evans, the director of the Raid movies, he talked about a lot of moments in those films where there are these kind of extremely gratuitously violent moments where it's kind of like a moment of relief. It's kind of like a moment of tension. Like in the Raid 2 when Iko Uwais like kicks the dude in the face and it hits the concrete and it's like, "Glah!" You see his face like it was really funny.
It is funny. Yeah, the whole cinema reacts when like something violent like that happens on screen that you like kind of expect because you know this is a violent movie, but it's just so fucking over the top violent. And it's somewhat comedic. Yeah.
It's not that different from the way like Tarantino uses violence as
totally yes,
but
exactly.
just at a much faster pace, I guess.
No, it's very similar, like in the sense that it's so over the top that it's not believable, but very funny at the same time. Yeah, very funny. But if you haven't seen those films, you would have seen him in The Force Awakens. He plays a random space bandit that boards the Millennium Falcon at some point. What a waste of the raid cast.
you had Mad Dog and Iko Uwais or Rama in like a Star Wars movie, and you didn't do jack shit with them. That's a crime, man.
Yeah. They could have used anyone.
Yeah, Iko Uwais hasn't been in too much. He was in his debut was Merantau, which was pretty good.
Was that directed by the same director as The Raid?
Yeah, Gareth Evans.
It was
yeah.
Gareth.
Oh, was it?
It was like his first martial arts movie. Yeah,
Okay.
It was okay.
That was kind of a showcase for Iko Uwais' skills as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, similar to how Ong Bak was for Tony Jaa.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like...
It's also got, like, really unlikable white guys in it.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, with a lot of these martial art... Or even, like, if you look at the Ip Man movies, like, there's like, heaps of unlikable, like, foreigners in those movies.
Yeah.
It's just essential.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's just, like... Maybe filmmakers feel like beating up, like, I don't know... white people will increase like the sentiment for the hero character. I don't know. Who knows?
Probably a bit of Asian pride in there.
Probably.
Yeah. Well,
and he was also in what other movie? He was in obviously the Raid movies. He was in Headshot, which was all right. And he plays a villain in the Night Comes for Us.
Yes.
And I guess we should also even talk about what's his name?
Joe Taslim.
Yeah, that's it, Joe Taslim. Joe Taslim is pretty sick.
And it's weird because Joe Taslim has probably made it bigger than Iko at this point. Right?
I think his English is a lot better.
And he's also like got more of that Hollywood handsome kind of look to him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I think so.
I think he's a better actor.
He was sick in Mortal Kombat. Okay, for people who don't know who we're talking about, he's the guy that plays Sub-Zero in the new Mortal Kombat movie. And
the best role in that movie.
Yeah, he steals the show in the new Mortal Kombat movie. And I mean, like, all the best scenes in that movie involve him and Scorpion.
Joe Taslim. Yeah. That movie should have just been about him and Scorpion, and it would have been a tenfold better film.
Yeah. He's just a badass. Like,
he's such a compelling villain in that movie, but then like whoever plays Shang Tsung is just this really boring guy who
looks like an uncle.
He looks like he just like I just go to like the Chinese takeout place and he's there.
I guess
being
like
Shang Tsung.
It says a lot about Hollywood in general, right? Still, like they're kind of still a little bit averse to casting like a non-American Asian as like kind of like the main villain. Or like someone who's not, because like people don't know who Joe Taslim is really. Like at this point in Hollywood, like Sub-Zero was kind of his first main like big. Like
he was in Fast and the Furious.
Oh yeah, he was, but
he fights Tyrese.
Yeah, he does. But yeah, he's very cool in Mortal Kombat. But like, would producers have felt like he wouldn't have been enough to carry like the main villain role in like a Hollywood kind of like blockbuster, quote unquote blockbuster movie?
Well, I guess the pitch for the Mortal Kombat movie would have been it's got all these characters, so they had to just chuck them all in and not focus on one, because like it's a Mortal Kombat movie, people want to see all the characters.
It's weird that they didn't put a tournament in their Mortal Kombat film.
Yeah.
Characters, but no tournament.
It's like, oh shit. We forgot the tournament.
Some people actually don't mind the Mortal Kombat reboot, but Yeah.
Yeah, some people
Yeah,
like
but
it.
I think I thought it was pretty shit.
Yeah, you and I, like in the cinema, when it finished, you turned to me, Boon, you're like, that was pretty shit. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was basically the talk after the movie. Like, that was pretty shit.
I think
yeah.
they put all the good bits in the trailer. which
Yeah,
probably didn't
yeah.
help.
I mean, like Scorpion and Sub-Zero were the coolest parts of that movie. Anyways, we're kind of diverging from
Shall
the
we
actual.
get back?
Yeah.
Shall we get back to- so you were talking about The Night Comes for us,
Yeah.
Tavi.
Yeah, Iko Uwais.
Yeah.
On Netflix, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
watch it. It's awesome. Watch it
It's
for.
so gross.
It's the most violent movie I've ever seen, and it's fantastic.
Yep.
It's like
It's
it's an action film, but it's got the violence of like a Saw film.
a horror.
You know, like it's really hard to watch. I found. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
and-
It really plays on that, like, it's so violent that it's borderline comedic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of the time, like, it's like, oh, he's not going to do that, is he? And then he does it. He saws the guy's, like, hand off with, like, a
He goes
butcher's
with
saw.
a bone saw.
So there's a lot of, like, really,
and
like, crazy
it's so
shit.
gross looking, and like even the sets are all really dirty and grimy.
Yeah.
It's actually, like,
yeah.
yeah, it's a great film.
It is really good.
Yeah, it really is.
It kind of makes me feel like it's the Raid if it didn't care about making money.
Yeah. I mean, it's got Iko and Joe Taslim in it again. So, like, two of the main characters from the Raid.
with an awesome final battle.
Yes, yes.
Where
Oh,
it's just you just hear all the sound design with the things piercing their bodies, like, and it's just
yes.
Culminates in Joe Taslim getting his face stabbed and
from the
Iko Uwais
inside.
Oh, it's so nasty.
Yeah.
But I like how their kind of roles are switched up a bit. Like
Yes.
it was kind of odd seeing Iko Uwais play a bad guy.
I mean,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
a bad
yeah.
guy, but he's
not completely bad.
it's kind of like an
Yeah.
anti-hero type character because, like, he used to be, like, part of their crew, yeah? And he's, like,
yeah.
broken off into, like, to work with, like, the mafia or whatever it is, or, like, the triads.
Yeah,
But it's like he still has a part of him that, like, you know, cares for his homies, but he wants to get paid.
But his demeanor is quite smarmy, and you know, like he's always wearing a suit.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah, it's very fun and very easy to watch. It's also very comic booky in a way because there's a lot of characters that are like there's like the two female characters are very comic booky in the way that they're kind of
one has like a yo-yo with like a steel wire.
even the good I forget her name, the girl that
Julie Estelle.
that's her.
Her character doesn't have a name. She's just called the Operator. Apparently they're making a sequel.
Oh, for
with
real?
her character.
No, that's good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like a spin-off, yeah. So more ultra violence. But for people that might want to watch something a little less violent, but still pretty damn violent, is The Raid 2. Like, The Raid 2 really is like a masterpiece of action cinema. It has everything that I like about action cinema. It's got that really strong Hong Kong cinema feel. Like, the cinematography is awesome. Just the expansion of the story and like the story of betrayal and whatnot. It's great.
A lot of comic book elements in that as well.
A lot of yeah.
It's fun.
Sick movie. Like, yeah, it's the first time I cried in a cinema. Was The Raid
Yes,
2.
I was there.
So, do you prefer the Raid 2 over the Raid Redemption?
Oh,
I prefer The Raid 2, yeah, which is a bit controversial because The Raid Redemption's a much tighter film.
they're quite different.
But yeah, they're different movies. I just like the stylistic flair of The Raid 2. It's just cool.
The Raid 1 has a very simple kind of plot as well, like a very video gamey kind of easy to digest plot.
It's basically Judge Dredd, right?
Yeah,
That
well,
Dredd movie that came out,
Dredd came out after the Raid. But
No, Dredd came out. I think Dredd came out before because they saw that The Raid was coming out, and then the studios were panicking. We're like, oh shit, this movie is like basically the same as ours.
But that's a coincidence, though. Like, neither of them are biting the other.
Dredd is also good.
I like
Yeah,
both
they're
movies.
Both good.
They're both very good. But I feel that, the Raid 2 kind of, it's clearly got a bigger budget. So they're able to elevate the stunts. Like, there's more kind of like car, like vehicle scenes that are like quite incredible. And also, the plot's a little bit more complex compared to the first movie.
Yeah.
They kind of expand the universe, so to speak, a little bit in the second one. But fantastic films based in Indonesia.
Do you prefer one over the other?
I think I prefer the first one better.
Because there's more Mike Shinoda.
Yes, yeah. And I don't know. Maybe it's because it was the first one I saw, and like at the time it was the first movie like that I'd seen. The hyper-violent, amazing fight choreography, gives no fucks about like its rating.
For sure.
So like
it's like smashing that guy's face on like the grill. It's like,
and like the plot is so
It's awesome.
the plot is so like simplistic, and like there's really nothing to it.
they kill a kid. So that's like, you can tell they just kill it.
The fact that the plot is so simple makes you focus on the fact that it's an amazing action movie and a martial arts movie, which is, I'm guessing, what Gareth Evans intended it to be. And like, he nailed it. Yeah, he hit it out of the park. So that's why I like the first one better, but the second one is fucking sick too. Yeah.
Do you think Iko Uwais's character, Rama, is stronger in the first film or in the second film?
Ooh, he's got rage in the second film, right? Because he's been
in prison
He's
in
been
the
in
second
prison.
film.
He's been away from his like family and shit.
You'd think he'd be stronger in the second film if you go by narrative progression. You don't really go back.
Yeah, I would say so.
Fights that guy in the last final, which is like one of my favorite one-on-one fight scenes of all time.
Yes.
Sick.
Yes.
I remember when we watched the trailer, Tavi, before it came out, and they do that little shuffle move.
Oh yeah. And then when I come to visit you in Japan, we kept like, every time we got really drunk, we'd always like shuffle to each other, like pretending to fight each other. Oh man, the Raid 2's. I'm gonna watch that movie after this podcast.
Yeah, I might rewatch it too.
So
I
good.
might rewatch it too.
No, I want to watch The Matrix and The Raid 2 and The Night Comes For Us.
Watch them all. Yeah, watch all the martial arts.
Yeah.
That's why we
good.
like these movies, right? Because they're so easy to watch. Like they're
And
so
rewatch.
fucking easy to watch
Yeah.
and rewatch. Yeah. And I mean,
So good, so good.
So should we give it to Rama?
yeah, let's jump in Rama.
It should be Rama.
It's his
Yeah.
marquee, like quintessential character, really.
The Raid. Such a good movie.
Tavi's like tearing up again, man.
Yeah. It's not because of my eye surgery, it's because it's the Raid. It's just the memories, man.
Some people,
It's
that's the thing.
sick
Some
shit.
people will never understand, right?
Yeah, it's true. The Raid, man. I still remember the first time you showed me the trailer for the first one, where the guy like gets axed and then he gets like shot in the face point blank like 4 times. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be sick.
Where
This
he
is
like,
gonna be fucking awesome.
where he grabs like that goon's head and then like multiply like slams it against the door frame, like like downwards. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they released that fight scene first on YouTube
as like a teaser. Yeah.
Ah.
And then I was like, this is gonna be fucking sick. And then we went to like the first screenings, I'm pretty sure, and it was amazing. One of the best movie experiences ever.
Watch it if you haven't.
But before I gush about the Raid 2 too much, I guess we should.
The last fighter is Jet Li. Jet Li's got a lot of characters as well, comparable to Jackie Chan, I reckon.
Yeah, he's got the Emperor in the Mulan remake.
Yeah, let's just chuck the Emperor in. Well, he plays an Emperor in The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
Jet Li's been in a lot of like more kind of art housey and serious movies compared to Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
He's definitely less comedic.
Oh yeah, he's not funny.
More
He's not
violent.
funny. Like he's really not.
He's kind of funny.
You think he's funny?
Sometimes funny.
Like in what?
The Expendables.
Oh, yeah, but he's the token Asian guy, right?
I mean, he's trying to be funny.
Yeah.
He's way underutilized. He's like in the Expendables too. He fights some guys with like frying pans.
He's like OP in the Expendables, yeah? In every scene that he's involved in, he just like fucking smokes everybody.
Well, he kind of struggles against Dolph Lundgren.
Oh my god.
In that
His
one-on-one
name in
fight.
the Expendables is Yin Yang. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's fucking bad.
It's 2011, man. So.
We've progressed a bit since 2010. Yeah.
A little, yeah.
That's fucking bad. Yin Yang.
But I think it's like it's supposed to be like that 90s, 80s cheese, so I don't really mind it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But I just mind that they underutilize him. Like, yeah, in the Expendable 2s, he has a fight scene and then pisses off for the rest of the movie.
He's replaced by a Chinese woman.
Yeah, he's replaced by a Chinese woman. Yeah.
Who is good in that film, but yeah.
Okay. Obviously, like in this battle royale situation, we can't include his character from the one, right?
Well, he is technically human.
Is he human?
Even though he has the strength of 62 Jet Lis, he's technically human.
Yeah, well-
For those of you that haven't seen the one, it's about Jet Li, and in his world there are 124 parallel universes, which is, it's either too few parallel universes or too many.
yes.
There should be one universe or like infinite universes.
Yep,
there should
totally.
be 124. But anyway, he the bad Jet Li thinks that if he kills all 123 counterparts,
He inherits their power, yes.
yeah, and he does get stronger with each one he kills. But then at the end there are 2 Jet Lis remaining. So I guess both of them have the strength of 62 Jet Lis.
Pretty much. But one's a fucking asshole and one's a good guy.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's not a great movie, but when I saw it for the first time, I was like, this shit's fucking awesome.
Sure.
Didn't they have like Papa Roach, Last Resort, as like...
They had 2 Papa Roach songs. They had Blood Brothers and Last Resort.
Oh, man.
That was like the peak of my new metal phase. So watching like a martial arts movie with Disturbed when it goes, oh wow, and, like the thing explodes. I was like, oh man, this
It's
is
got its
fucking
moments,
sick.
man. Like the part where he like beats up the cops at the start, I still think that scene holds up. Like,
Oh, there's some pretty. I watched it again a few years back. There's one when he's running, they just like lower the shutter speed. and it looks
yeah.
kind
A lot of
cheap.
it is bad, but that actual scene where he like beats them up in bullet time is quite good
Yeah.
still, I think.
No, I just like the fight scene when like Blood Brothers comes on. And it's like,
Jet Li versus Jet Li.
It's just I was awesome because it's so not subtextual at all. But it was just awesome. It was just like, man, this is cool.
The thing about Jet Li that sets him apart to me from Jackie Chan in the way, I guess, their careers is that Jet Li's been able to carry kind of movies by himself. In a sense, like he doesn't really need that comedic sidekick in Chris Tucker or like Owen Wilson. He's been in a few like quite like, I don't know, dark or like brooding serious movies. Oh fuck, he's had
Are you talking about Cradle to the Grave?
he had DMX in that, didn't he? R.I.P.
Romeo Must Die. He's like,
but like
that was like his Hollywood debut.
yeah, but he's been like kind of the main guy in like in a lot of these movies, and it's also not like particularly comedic. Like I feel like in a Hollywood context, you can get away with soloing a movie Jackie Chan style by like having gags, whereas I guess Jet Li has done a few of these movies. By himself, and they're not funny at all, really. They're just action movies. And he's the main dude.
He's a very skilled martial artist, and he's able to trade on that ability alone, I think.
Yes.
Which,
well...
I mean, they play to his strengths. Yeah.
What would you say about his earlier movies? I guess like his most prolific role was like Chen Zhen or Fist of Legend.
Well, they're very much like, they're classic kung fu movies. Like, fucking Shaolin Temple. That came out in 1982, man. That's wild thinking about that. Before we were born. And like, he was amazing in those movies.
Yeah, I remember watching Shaolin Temple at your place, Boon.
Yeah.
And kids of Shaolin. Yeah, that's
yeah,
good
yeah.
shit. Slice upwards.
Yeah. They like slice a guy through the dick.
Yeah,
or
he
something.
slices the guy
It's
through the dick, and then like it just cuts to like the next
Yeah.
scene, and they're like happy and shit. It's like the main villain's dead, and he's like, he's got no dick, and like, yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, I wouldn't know who to pick either. I mean, like, you could pick him for the one, but that's just
I feel like it's a little bit.
It's just
The one is a little bit
That's a
unfair,
bit too
but
OP.
like, okay,
Bit unfair.
I think my favorite Jet Li movie, Hollywood one, is actually Kiss of the Dragon. And there's an amazing scene in that movie where he beats up like 30 karate guys. Do you guys remember that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
that
And
scene.
like, and like he's just some like Chinese like special agent in that movie.
He's got his bracelet of needles.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he doesn't use any of those needles in that scene. He like fucking free hands like these. So he's in, I think he's in like a French police station, and the cops are like training like karate or whatever it is. And he beats the shit out of all 30 of them. It's very Bruce Lee, like it reminds me of the classic Bruce Lee movies. But
But they are French.
yeah,
Less impressive.
They always lose.
Same with Unleashed as well, or Danny the Dog.
Unleashed is amazing.
Oh, dude.
I like that film.
Yes.
Oh, completely
It's
forgot. Danny
Luc
the
Besson.
Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, forgot about that movie, man.
I want a piano.
Oh, I want a piano. Holy shit, man, dude. You've completely reminded me.
That's got some amazing fight
Yes,
scenes.
it
as well.
does.
Yeah, it
The-
does.
The one where he fights that bald guy in the bathroom.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
really
Fucking
good.
hell, dude. This is a blast from the past. I completely forgot about this movie. But like,
He's actually
it's-
quite a strong contender for this battle royale. I
Yeah,
reckon.
it's-
It's quite. He's got that
is.
feral, animalistic side.
it definitely
Yeah.
brought a new element of Jet Li to the big screen for sure. In the sense that it's so roughneck, the style that it's so like kind of almost unchoreographed what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of biting and hair pulling, and head butting.
It was directed by Luc Besson, who's like pretty hit or miss.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. It was directed by Luc Besson.
Yeah,
Oh no, sorry. It was.
Did he direct it, or did he just like?
No,
wrote it?
he wrote.
It was some other French dude.
So Luc Besson wrote it, but Luc Besson is like, I don't know, hit or miss, but he's one of the, like, you got to say he's one of the legends of the action/martial arts movie scene.
Well, he did like the Professional,
Oh,
which is
fuck
not.
yeah, dude.
It's not action. He did the fucking.
He's been involved in like heaps of fucking iconic movies, like Taken, Fifth Element, Kiss of the he wrote the screenplay for Kiss of the Dragon.
Anything set in France.
Yeah. So
I'm just seeing the director of Unleashed. It's Louis Leterrier, who did the Transporter movies and the Clash of the Titan movies.
Okay.
So he's had a hit and miss career.
Yeah. Quite like the Transporter films, but yeah, we'll talk about that when Statham is in the battle royale.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty. Like we haven't even got like Donnie in.
But who the fuck do we pick, man?
Yeah, like Jet Li's also got Nameless from Hero,
He's got a lot of
Hero.
badass characters.
but I guess without his sword, he wouldn't be as good.
True.
It's got that guy from Fearless.
Yeah.
Fearless is a really good film too.
Rouge Assassin. Sorry, it's Rogue Assassin, people. I'm sorry. That's a very unnecessary in joke involving a friend who consistently pronounced it as Rouge Assassin.
Rouge Assassin.
Yeah.
Maybe he might stumble on this podcast.
Yeah, someday. Yeah. Anyways, who do we pick?
I reckon we give it to Danny the Dog.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, he's also strong, but not like not 62 Jet Li strong.
Yeah.
But I guess
He wants the piano.
The one is a bit Yeah, he does want a piano, and he gets it in the end.
He
Man,
does.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen to some fucking new metal, man. I'm gonna listen to Blood Brothers.
Oh, wow.
And just Disturbed.
I love that bit.
Unleashes a-
He's like, are you ready? Are you?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it.
wow.
I remember there was a period of time when I was watching any film, and then I hear the line, "Are you ready?" I always just keep it and go, "Oh, and it's like sick." No, mommy, don't hit me again.
Yeah.
I'll be a good boy. I'll be a good boy.
Well, that can be the official soundtrack for the Battle Royale. Whenever we do a Battle Royale episode, we'll just put on Drowning Pool.
No, dude, it's Disturbed, man.
Yeah,
It's Disturbed.
Whatever.
Listen to this dad, this poser guy. Yeah, man. I listen to new metal.
Yeah.
I listen to Panic at the Disco. Yeah, man. I listen to Fall Out Boy.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
I
I've
love
been
new metal.
discovered.
I think, in all honesty, though, like the Unleashed character is a very good pick because I completely forgot about this movie, but he is a fucking badass in this movie. He
Yeah, for
pit
sure.
fights like a bunch of like really badass dudes in this movie and like kills them, right? So yeah, he's clearly
Yeah.
quite strong.
And a killer.
Amazing movie. Also filmed in Glasgow, which has a very like interesting aesthetic. Like it kind of has that
Yeah.
weird kind of lock, stock, snatched kind of vibe, even though it's a martial arts movie.
Because it's got Bob Hoskins in
It's got a lot of like British. Yeah, it's got Bob Hoskins.
Maybe that's why.
Danny.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why.
I think that's what. Yeah.
Anyways,
So we've got our 4 fighters. Yeah, we've got Tony Jaa's character Calm from Tom Yum Goong. We have Jackie Chan's character No Name from Who Am I. We have Iko Uwais' character Rama from The Raid 2. And we've got Danny the Dog from Unleashed. So what have they got going for them? Well, Danny the Dog, as we said, he's quite feral and strong and a killer. Although he's not towards the end.
the movie kind of portrays him as like an animal and like a cold-blooded killer, but he's actually got a conscience.
Yeah.
He's got the mind of a child.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Does that help you in a fight, or does
Well,
that
that's what I was
hinder
going to
you in a
say.
fight?
Like, I was going to say maybe like he has nothing to live for, so he's got the advantage in that sense. But he kind of does. Like, he's got a conscience. He might not want to kill like these other guys.
Rama is fighting for his family.
He's got like very strong survival instincts.
He keeps going, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess he usually has to rely like on a knife in the end. I guess
He's also very like kind of in a bad way in this context. He's like quite plain Jane in that like he's just like a normal dude that's just like a badass.
Yeah.
Like he's just like a Indo Special Forces guy.
Well, I mean, No Name is a Chinese special forces guy, but he's also got amnesia.
He's got an amnesia. Yeah, that's true. But he's not like an insane. He hasn't been like kept captive like since like childhood.
yeah, right.
Yeah, and
yeah, but
Yeah.
he's got killer instincts though. Like in the raid, he just kills guys like for sure. Like it's his first mission.
Yeah.
But it's kind of
And
more
he just kills
survival
someone.
instincts, right?
Yeah.
Which I guess in this situation he would be trying to survive an attack from
he-
Danny the Dog. So yeah, he would probably kill him, or try to
Oh,
kill him
fuck.
at least.
You just brought back some trauma. Iko Uwais is in Snake Eyes.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that yet, man. But is he a main? Is he a main?
Is he a bad guy?
No, he's a good guy. He plays like a blind master or something. And
Already
yeah.
sounds bad.
What have you done, Iko Uwais? You're in the raid, man.
He's trying to make it. He's trying to make it in Hollywood. Slim pickings, I guess.
But that's another rant for another time.
Tony Jaa's Calm. So he as well is kind of just a guy who's looking for his
He's-
elephant.
He's got survival instincts, but
Yeah.
he kills people's too.
He breaks their legs, right? There's a whole sequence where he just
Yeah.
breaks everybody's legs.
Yeah, that's one of the better scenes.
I think the biggest draw to Tony Jaa's character is that he mostly relies on his fists throughout the whole
That's true.
movie.
Doesn't he like use like the elephant tusks to like slice people up?
Just at the end, yeah. When he like fights the 3 big Aussie dudes, he uses elephant tusks.
Yeah.
But then like everyone else, he basically just uses his like fists.
Well, he does fight multiple people at once, so that kind of helps in a battle royale situation, right? Like, facing
well, Iko
multiple
Uwais
opponents.
does that too.
He does, yeah, that's true. But what's the biggest threat for him? I guess the biggest threat for him would have been the Hammer Girl and Baseball Bat Guy fight, right?
Yeah.
For Danny the Dog, I mean, he fights a bunch of pit fighters. I can't remember if he fights them all at once.
No,
or
he
not.
fights them one at a time. But I think at the end there's a scene where he like
fights the judo guy. Yeah.
But again, that's just a one-on-one fight.
yeah. There's scenes where he like gets unleashed literally in like situations where he needs to kill like a room full of dudes, and he does that like pretty easily.
But they're just kind of gangster guys that don't have any fighting experience.
Yeah, exactly.
The Who Am I guy, he fights the kickboxing guy and the punching guy.
And I
at
feel like he
once.
doesn't really have as much to live for as the other guys. He doesn't know who he is.
Well, he wants to find out who he is.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, it's not really quite the same as, like, your family. And,
It kept Jason Bourne going.
yeah.
I just think his killer instinct is a lot less prominent.
He'd probably be first to die, right? Because of the lack of killer instinct.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jackie.
I think Danny the Dog would probably get him first.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Jackie's...
I feel like the Who Am I guy would try to help Danny the Dog out and then just get killed instantly.
Yeah, and then Jet Li would like bite his jugular.
And then Rama and Kam, seeing this happening,
Yep.
would maybe try to team up against Jet Li.
Yeah, that's true. I
Probably.
think that would make sense.
I feel like Rama likes to work with other people.
Yeah, they're the most technical.
Yes. So I think that's actually what would happen. They'd team up and then they'd kill Jet Li's Danny the Dog.
And then they think it's over, but we don't let them leave.
Of course not. But
Until
then
one
Squid
of them
Game
is
style,
alive.
yeah. And then they got to fight each other for the ultimate prize.
Who do you think would be first to turn on the other? Rama killed his friend at the end, the one that he was kind of spying on.
Yes.
Yeah, because he like shotguns that guy's face off, and then like Rama bursts in and like dies over the couch. That's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think Rama is, when he's desperate, he's probably more likely to kill a friendly than Kam.
Well, who's got the bigger physique though?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, what I found quite cool about Iko Uwais's character in, I think it was the Raid. Yeah, it was the Raid 2. He was shirtless in a scene, and he wasn't kind of built as your like traditional, like Hollywood movie star. Like, he wasn't like fucking ripped. And he didn't look like a fucking veiny penis, you know what I mean?
Too much. He's been eating too much meat garang.
No, too much beef rendang.
Risky's gonna be like, you fucking racist cunts.
But like, he looks super strong in a realistic sense. Like, you'd be like, man, this dude's like, he's like a big solid dude. Whereas like a lot of the traditional Hollywood aesthetic is kind of just like super ripped.
like Chris Hemsworth ripped.
Well, no, like skinny and ripped, kind of like, I don't know, Bruce Lee. Yeah, so like, whereas, Iko in the Raid 2, when he's the shirtless scene where he's like punching the wall and shit, like in the prison cell, it's like, man, this dude is like, he's got like rage, and he looks like, I don't know, a real human. Like, he doesn't look like someone who's like a superhero, and I found that like pretty cool.
Do you think, in that sense, because his family is still alive and the elephant is already dead in Tom Yum Gook, do you think like it kind of gives him that little extra edge to fight?
Yeah, I guess he's got more to live for.
I think so.
Than Kam.
I would say so.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, fuck Boy Tai.
That's a quote from Ong
Yes,
Bak.
yes, it is a quote from Ong Bak. Yes.
I just want to mention the English dub for Ong Bak, which I watched in America. It's fucking It's horrible. They dub the English actors too, who speak clean English, and they dub them because like why? Because they have Australian accents. It's like, oh, what is this Aussie accent? I can't understand. It's like, it was really dumb. Just like, man, fucking Hugh Jackman, bro.
I mean, there's probably a lot of terrible dubbing going on in the films that we've talked about.
Yeah, it's pretty much par for the course whenever Asian people are involved.
that's part of the appeal of kung fu cinema. I feel like is bad dubbing.
Yeah. So
this fight goes to Rama.
woo, yeah, you have your Squid Game-esque trauma to come with you, and
He's not really a character that we may have picked at the start, but after some talk,
some discussion,
like he may be the one that might come out on top in this battle royale belly brawl.
Yeah, congratulations, Rama.
And congratulations, Penchak Silat.
yeah, man. Risky will be happy when he edits this.
Indo Pride,
That's right. Indo Pride, man. I wanna like make Migarang and watch the Raid 2 now, because this movie is sick.
Sounds like that sounds like a great night in, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's wrap this up so we can go watch the Raid 2.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, download it, stream it.
Watch it.
Just fucking watch it because it's one of the best action movies ever made.
Of all time.
Yeah, of all time.
And you have to remember, this movie was made on $4 million budget, man. $4 million budget. And it's better. It's so good. Like, fuck me. Like $4 million, man. That's like if like a Marvel executive just like dropped $4 million. He's like, oh shit. He wouldn't even pick it up.
Dude, like 10 minutes of a Marvel movie would be $4 million. Probably like 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is like you could have made like 20 Raid movies, but nah. Raid 2, it's awesome. Coming at you.
Watch it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening to this, our Martial Arts Battle Royale and a little bit of Matrix. Do you agree with our picks? do you agree with the ultimate winner? Who would you like to see put in a Battle Royale situation for future episodes? Let us know. You can get in touch with us at 2asianblokes@gmail.com or join our Facebook group to be part of the conversation. Thank you very much to Boon for joining us.
No worries. Happy to be here once again.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. Looking forward to getting $0 in my bank account.
Yeah, your check's in the mail.
You're too kind.
Yeah. They can look forward to Boon in the eventual K-pop episode.
Oh yeah,
which we have in mind.
I haven't agreed to that.
So, yeah.
Pencil it in, Boon.
GG.
We'll be in touch.
All right.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Until next time.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Peace. See you guys.